Hello friends, I know that today all of you will be eager to know what happens. Yes, we will see now what happened. After the cook had gone away and shut the door, the stores they after the cook had gone away and shut the door, they stole softly back. This time, Sonu had something new to show Misty. He took Misty into a corner on the top shelf. A big jar of raisins stood there, open. After much tugging and pulling, they got a large dried raisin out of the jar onto the shelf and began to nibble at it. So, after the cook had gone back, they stole softly back. Stole softly back means coming back slowly, slowly. They came back again. The corner of the top shelf. And what does there? There was a big jug and it was full with raisins. Raisins means dried grapes. Okay, so there was the jar was full of raisins, and after much tugging and pulling, what is tugging? Yes, push with force. After both of them had tried long time, after much effort, one raisin fell to the ground or the shelf, and they started eating it. This was even better than the brown sugar. Misty liked the taste so much that he ate it as fast as he could. All at once, they heard a scratching at the door and a sharp, loud meow. "What is that?" asked Misty aloud. Okay, so this time they started enjoying the raisin. Then they heard some sound. After tasting the raisins, and Misty felt that these raisins are tastier than the other brown sugar. And they started eating. Okay, they started enjoying. Then soon they heard the sound of scratching on the door. And finally, the door opened and they heard one sound. The sound, meow. So, Misty, first time hearing that, he asked, "What is that?" Sonu whispered, "Shh." Then he ran as fast as he could to the hole. Misty ran after him. As soon as they were out of danger, Sonu said, "That was Billu the old cat. She is the best mouser in town. If she catches you, you are lost." Okay, so this time Billu, the best mouser, had come. So Sonu ran fast and our Misty followed him, and they both ran and reached to a safe place and said that was Billu, the best mouser. Mouser means who hunts mouse. So he is the best mouser in the town, and if he catches you, you are dead. "This is really terrible," said Misty. Let us not go back to the cupboard again." "No," said Sonu, "but I will take you to the cellar. There is something special." Okay, so Sonu said, "Oh, this is very terrible to live here. So we will not go back there. We will go somewhere else." Okay, Sonu agreed and he said, "This time I will take you to the cellar." What is a cellar? Underground storerooms are called a cellar. Okay, so this time I will take you to the cellar and there is something special. So Sonu took his little friend down the cellar stairs. They went into a big cupboard where there were many shelves. On the shelves were packets of butter and sugar. There were tins of grains and dals. Overhead hung bunches of onions, and there were spicy pickles in jars standing about. It, it smelled so good that it went into little Misty's head. Okay, so this time they went to the cellar. There were cupboards with many shelves. And what was there in the cellars as special? We will see now. There were packets of butter and sugar and tins of grains and dals. Over the head means hang over the head there are onions. So there were spicy pickles and all the smells very good. Okay. He ran along the shelf and nibbled some grain here and a bit of butter there until he saw an especially rich, very delicious smelling piece of coconut on a funny little stand in a corner. He was just about to put his teeth into it when Sonu saw him. "Stop, stop!" cried Sonu. "That is a trap." Misty stopped and asked. Misty stopped and said, "What is a trap?" "That thing is a trap," said little Sonu. "The minute you touch the coconut with your teeth, something comes down on your head. Then you are dead." Okay, so Misty was very happy to see all this. Grains, dal, butter, sugar and onions. Everything was there. He was very happy. And what he did? He was running and tasting everything. He tasted little grains here, then some sugar from there. Everything he was tasting. Then he saw something very delicious smelling was on a funny stand. And he moved. What was it? It was a coconut piece. So he was about to take it. What happens? Sonu saw it and said, "Stop, stop. That is a trap." Misty didn't know what is a trap. He asked, "What is a trap?" He was a very innocent one. And he said, "The minute you touch the coconut, what happens? Yes, something heavy will fall on your head and there you are dead." Okay. Little Misty looked at the trap and he looked at the coconut and he looked at Sonu. "If you'll excuse me," he said, "I think I will go home. It's nice to have brown sugar, raisins and butter, but I don't want to be frightened to death all the time. I would rather have barley and grain to eat and eat in peace and comfort." So Misty was very frightened, and what he said? He looked at the trap. He looked at the coconut. He looked again at Sonu. And finally he said, "I think I will go back. Please excuse me. I don't want to live here. It is nice to have all these things, but I don't want to live my life in fear. I don't want to be always live a frightened life. But I can have my barley and grain and peacefully I can eat it. I think I prefer that." Okay. So Misty went back to his home and there he stayed for the rest of his life. Yes, Misty went back to his village and there he stayed peacefully the rest of his life. I hope you understand the story. It's a very good story, and you see, we all prefer our own life security, right? So Misty also thought that it's better to stay in the village and to have a peaceful life. But what Sonu like? Sonu, he used to it. So all this for him, he knows what is the life in the city. But Misty was an innocent one, so it will be difficult for him to live in the city. Okay friends, we will have the discussion in the live class, and then we meet. Bye.